Hello everybody and welcome back to RoboCop. Just want to preface this video again by kind of just saying I apologize for not really streaming all that much recently. I know it's been a little bit of time since I've last streamed. My main reason for that has just been I've been dealing with work as well as doing a bunch of personal travel stuff. As well as just trying to juggle that on top of everything else has been a hassle. So I'm just try not to overtly push myself more than I would need to. But that being said, we're gonna hop right back into RoboCop where we left off, where we were chasing these guys out of the tunnel.
You're out of the bank already?
I am in pursuit of the remaining bikers. I have followed them into a tunnel.
So that's how they must have gotten here in the first place. It seems they're retreating into the old industrial area. That must be where they've hidden their getaway vehicle. You gotta hurry.
Lamau.
RoboCop, there's a deserted warehouse nearby. It's the only building with street access in the area, and rent to store their vehicle. It's your best bet to proceed there.
Do that.
All right. Boom. Rocket launcher. Boom.
I am listening, creep.
RoboCop!
Why did Wendell Antonowski send you here? This was a suicide mission.
We no longer deal with that arrogant prick. We had an agreement. We held our end of it. And apparently it slipped his mind to pay us for our services. Well, that didn't sit well with us. So now we're out to get what we're owed.
The only thing you are owed is a prison cell.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm a vulture. I need my space. I'll see you around, cop.
He gonna die. Also, you may be hearing slightly more controller noises, and also me having worse aim than usual. Thanks to the efforts of my friend Evie, or Kaiju Paws.
There he is, the man of all inventions.
I will let them talk.
We all thought our money would be safe at the OCP bank.
Yeah, glad we got Murphy on our team.
Basically, I have a Hyperkin Duke, which if you don't know is the re-release of effectively what is the OG Xbox controller. And I've had it for a while, and I assumed it was broken. I had my friend look at it, and yeah, basically, it was just a screw. The cable is just old and not working. So I have a new cable. It's working now.
I have pertinent information regarding the case.
We'll get to that, Murphy. But right now, it's time for your psych evaluation. Becker will chew my ear off if I don't make sure you take part in it. So go. Dr. Blanche is already waiting in the observation room. Once it's over, join us in the briefing room.
Only reason why I mention it is because I'm not going to be using it for every single video, but occasionally videos I might do just for the sake of doing it, because it is kind of fun. Only downside is, obviously, I don't have the ability to screenshot like I do with my other controller, because it does not come with a screenshot button, as well as I do want to get the 360 one, because if you did not know, there is a 360 version, and I do want that as well. I'm actually going to buff up psychology. Because I do like the interrogation aspect of the game, despite me not really having many options.
What's the big idea?
Piece of junk taser blew the fuse when I tried to charge it.
So if you're curious how the actual controller works, by the way, so so if you've ever seen an Xbox 2 controller, there's the face buttons, A, B, X, Y, D-pad, your usual two face buttons, that are like pause and start, and obviously your sticks, and then the big center thing that is usually just, I believe, just the thing with the logo. One is your normal Xbox button, which you see here. Little spoiler for a video you'll be seeing very soon. But whenever I press it, it does the original Xbox starting up screen, which you've never seen before. Look it up, it's actually very cool. But above ABXY, there's a white button and a black button. Both these buttons are effectively your bumpers, which in this, and I can show it off here, by going to back. Basically, it is effectively your bumpers, but for old games, it works the same way as if you were playing on an older console. But uniquely, this one does come with traditional bumpers, if you're not used to that. I am not really used to it, but for the few games I've done with this that have been on the OG Xbox, i.e. mainly just Combat Evolved, I have done it, and it is kind of funny. As well as Perfect Dark.
RoboCop, is that you? I can't see anything.
I am standing in front of you, Officer O'Neill. Is there a problem?
Oh, CP skimps on everything when it comes to the police. Fired our maintenance guy to reduce their costs, so now we are literally in the dark.
We need to get the power back on.
I am equipped to deal with such situations.
I hate that I can't... There we go. Okay. I cannot say...
Follow the cables. They should take you to the fuse box.
Oh, hold on. Thank God for this, like, detective mode. Which, if I do ever call it that, that is not intentionally or if it's a Batman, but it is kind of just what I've always treated this type of vision as. Which, yes, I'm actually, I do plan on doing Batman sooner rather than later. There is another series I also plan on doing, that I don't will be starting in October, but I will be starting at the beginning of next year. Oh wait, we want... Fuck! So it's 1, 4, 2, 3. Yippee! Oh. But, yeah. Basically, just to kind of briefly talk about some of the things that have been going on, not without being too much detail. I've just been having a lot of personal stuff been getting in the way of, not necessarily stream, but just in recording in general. I do plan on doing more.
Oh, that's Detroit's shining beacon of hope.
Thanks for the help, Murphy.
But I do have other things that I want to do for streaming. Obviously, if you don't know, I'm trying to hit affiliate over there. Not because I necessarily want to make money with streaming, but I just want it to be a thing where if you decide to support me over while I'm streaming, I want it to actually mean something and actually come back to me as a form of profit. As well as it allows me to basically put that money that I take from streaming and put it back into streaming, or at least to help put back into streaming, because I have ways of wanting to pay off. I have so many bills I want to pay off, and I want to use things that I'm paying off to basically start working towards streaming, as well as the fact that I want to try and move out and have my own setup and everything and be able to properly stream and do more things. I've had plans for so many different ideas that I want to do, not just for content, but for things regarding VTubing as well that I want to do, that unfortunately just due to how currently my content is kind of set up, it just doesn't work.
I'm ready for you, Robo.
I'm afraid not. Looks like OCP is really cutting costs where it can.
All right.
God knows
Let's
what
see
they'll
what's
next.
cooking under the hood. Once I'm done, he's all yours, Doctor.
No, I don't think there's any secondary objectives other than the other thing. Also, OCB bank secrets. I didn't realize that. If I get you to arrested, didn't realize it was a thing I could arrest. I feel bad whenever I fuck these up. I'm not trying to go over 100%, but it's like, hey.
Hello, Murphy. Congratulations. I've seen your accomplishment on TV. I hope that I'll manage to remain professional despite sitting opposite a celebrity. How do you feel about being acclaimed as a hero again?
I serve the public trust. I do not do it for fame.
No. Your sense of duty is what drives you, that's clear. I'm sure you'd love to share this accomplishment with Anne Lewis. You've seen her at the hospital, haven't you? How is she?
She is stable.
You cherish that relationship, don't you? She's an important part of your life. Your past life, too.
She is.
Just like your family. You're very protective of your past.
OCP cut me off from my family.
And how do you view their decision to separate you from them?
It was cruel.
To everyone involved, I'm sure. Nevertheless, you still think about them, don't you? What comes to mind when you try to remember your family? I see. Memories can be painful, especially when they're connected to the ones you love. They tend to remind us of what we're missing. The thief that broke into my house I mentioned before? He was my brother. He was an addict who'd come over to steal things to sell so he could buy drugs. As you can imagine, my last memory of us together is not a happy one. But despite that, I still wouldn't want to lose it. It serves as a reminder of how I failed him. And I've been trying to rectify it ever since.
I do not remember my family. I can only feel them.
These feelings, how do they manifest themselves?
As echoes of the past. But OCP sees them as obstacles that need to be removed.
And now you're afraid that they sent me here to convince you they are right?
Did they?
What you need to understand is that regardless of outside influences, my client's well-being takes highest priority. Especially now that I understand how important these memories are to you. I will fight for you in every way I know how. If you let me. I think this is a good place to end this session. Thank you for your honesty. It certainly has been noted. I've got plenty to think about for now.
Also, I just noticed, and I'm hoping this doesn't affect the recording in any majorly negative way, I'm just now noticing that I have a PC update, which means my PC is going to start screaming at me until I get it done. And I hate that, because this stupid thing sometimes just is... okay, I'm not going to go in detail about this, but the, my PC, I'm convinced is haunted, or at least cursed in some way, because sometimes I will have PC issues that are just inexplainable, and if I don't have any form of, like, issue, then it's fine, but then like, up until literally recently, there were some PC games that for some reason, according to my system, I can't, like, let me try that again. There's just some games that for some reason I just couldn't run, despite the fact that I know my system can't run it. But yet, now it can, and there's just some things that for some reason it's either can't run or can't run very well. At least anymore. But...
Where was the meeting point supposed to be?
Yeah, just keep following the road.
But the road ends here.
What was that? You're breaking up.
Am I? I'm hearing you clearly.
Oh my god, what a lemon.
ah, for God's sake.
You two seem to be enjoying yourselves.
Just having a little fun with our fellow dispatcher.
Don't worry, I'm sure the kid has a sense of humor. It's just a little blue hazing. And he's an OCP stooge anyway.
You're not going soft on us, are you, Murphy?
That did not sound like fun.
It's not like he didn't deserve it.
You know that he runs to Becker with a stack of papers every time you two talk, right? He's a rat.
We're just looking out for you, Murphy.
Listen, right? I understand OCP is probably not to be trusted, but there's a difference between hating a company because they are awful and they're doing awful things, and then basically doing what you're doing to a rookie officer, guys. Come on. Like, bro.
The situation at the bank was contained in a relatively smooth fashion. So what did we learn from it?
When it's their money on the line, OCP will send RoboCop, the entire SWAT team, and a bunch of Ed 209s that actually work.
Anything else?
Wendell Antonowski no longer deals with the street vultures.
That's right. There's been a rift in their midst, and I want to know why.
Spike has proven to be talkative under suitable conditions.
That's why I want you all to head to the city and do some actual police work. We need to find Spike. The attack on OCP Bank was a desperate move. I'm sure there's plenty of theories floating around. So we need to listen to what the streets are saying to find where the vultures are hiding.
I know someone versed in street talk.
Talk to him. And, oh, I almost forgot. Murphy, Once you're downtown, the old man wants to meet with you.
Oh?
The old man himself? What an honor.
Yeah, he's the closest Detroit has to real-life royalty. Maybe for saving him all that money, he'll knight you or something.
Enough. Head downtown, ask around, and most importantly, find Spike.
Okay. Well, we got some things that we can do then.
RoboCop! Over here! You wouldn't want to make the mayor of Detroit wait, would you?
We'll talk to you, as long as you're good.
May I help you, Mr. Mayor?
Oh, it's me who's gonna do the helping. You know John Mills, I presume? The OCP puppet who's gunning for my seat as mayor? I've heard from a reliable source that he's planning to make you the highlight of his election bid. Judging by your expressive face, he hasn't talked to you about it yet, huh? That's what I figured. What a slimy bastard. Using your image to influence the good people of this city, and without your consent? That's clearly something that I would never do. But you know that I've always appreciated what you're doing for our city, right? So, the real question is, what are we gonna do about it together?
I will not let OCP take over this city.
I knew you'd understand. I need to go. Campaign season is busy, but let me leave you with one word of advice. Whatever you do, make it clear that you are not siding with Mills. You can be sure that they'll twist your every word and use it against you. That's what OCP does. Thanks for the talk, RoboCop. Say no to Delta City. Vote for the neighborhoods. Vote for Kuzak.
Okay. Leave the precinct.
RoboCop is getting a face-to-face with the old man himself? I tell him all about how the OCP is fucking us over.
Got a job.
You wouldn't say a word if you actually met him.
How are you feeling after the incident at the bank?
Who gives a shit? I heard that you're heading to the city. Once you're out there, I want you to check one apartment for me. There's suspicion of domestic terrorism and corporate espionage, so expect a warm welcome.
Should I assume hostility from the suspect?
I assume you'll find sensitive data there. Look for it thoroughly and make sure it comes straight back to my hands. Tenement across the street from the arcade, apartment 12. Now go, I've got to prepare for a meeting. And remember, if you won't take care of it, another cop will have to. Another cop that isn't quite as resistant to deadly surprises as you are.
Okay. Okay. Just look, this, I know we are in Detroit because they've kind of already said this constantly, but yeah, no, this feels like Detroit.
Hey you, the old man is waiting for you upstairs. This entrance to the building is off limits. You have to use the stair. Doesn't matter. The old man's waiting. So, it's true what they say. You do have some kind of defect.
Oh, it's good to see you, my boy. Leave us. I want to talk to him in private. You have to excuse me for not getting up. I'm in a rather unfortunate state. You did exceptional work at the bank. I want you to know that I am deeply grateful for your service to OCP and the city of Detroit. See, I grew up in this very apartment, or what's left of it. It used to be a thriving neighborhood. Nothing like what you see right now. I always dreamt of turning it into the most prosperous district in the city. A new heart of Detroit. Can you imagine? Or do you think it's just an old fool's pipe dream?
I agree with all city improvement plans that have the citizens' well-being in mind.
Glad to know you approve. Delta City's construction is about to start. Finally, the old and frail will be replaced with the new and strong. Decay and death are terrible things. You lose everything you worked for your entire life. But I don't have to tell you what that's like. It really makes me wonder, has the time you spent in that armor been a burden to you?
The only burden it causes is to criminal scum.
I admire your confidence. The real reason I've summoned you here is because I'm worried. I'm aware of your instability problems, and it's not a matter that we can overlook. That's why I've requested to have people look after you. Tell me, how are you finding your evaluations with Dr. Blanche?
It helps me with perspective, but it also brings out things buried.
That's part of the recovery process. I can imagine it's not a pleasant experience, but I can't express how much I'd like you to keep at it. I'm sure that becoming a liability is the last thing you'd want. Am I right?
That is correct.
Now we've reached an understanding. Tell me, is there anything I could do to put your mind at ease?
My fellow officers worry about OCP's intention regarding their work.
Really? I'll have a word with Becker. Perhaps some new equipment would boost their morale.
It would be appreciated.
I have to say, you brought a lot of hope into this old man's heart. Now, excuse me. I'm not supposed to exert myself too much. Doctor's orders. And you can't argue with them. Take care of yourself. After all, the peace of Detroit depends on your well-being. Oh. Look at him go.
Holy shit! What was that?
RoboCop. Not such a piece of junk after all.
Okay.
Hey, Murphy, are you done with the old man's tea party? Remember to get back in touch with your informer. See if he has any info that could get us back on the biker's lead. Spike is still out there.
OCP wants to raise towers of glass and steel? Go ahead. Just not where we live.
Alright, we're going to be heading to do that quest for Becker, only because I'm curious about it. But we're going to end off the video here. It seems like we are back inside of the original little area that we went to last time. Judging by the fact that everything seems very familiar. And we have, getting stashed there, stuff like that. Seems like it is a little bit more of the same area, but like slightly new. Like I don't remember this being accessible. But yeah, I'll see you guys at the computer live stream we're to make. All right, everybody, stay safe.